Welcome back to another episode of the GTR podcast. I'm your co-host Daniel, and we have boom boom.
Other co-host Alex. Um, Long time no see. It's been 3 weeks, but we had some family travel. We were consistent for 2 weeks. Okay, be grateful.
Be great. I had finals. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had finals. That's
Damn you.
no, I had midterms. My fault. I had midterms for like
Yeah, I was about to
yeah.
say. I'm like, there's no way.
Oh man.
Me too. Uh, and then I was home for a little bit. I wasn't able to go to a Bulls game, which was a little annoying.
Who
But
wants to go to a Bulls game? My fault.
listen, no, you're not that wrong. Listen, Kobe White's awesome.
Uh,
Um, I don't know if we've talked about the Bulls at all on this pod,
we
but
definitely have.
Co- Kobe White is awesome. That franchise sucks. Uh,
Oh, Kobe
Reinsdorf
White,
sucks
awesome.
at his.
DeMar DeRozan is cool.
Yeah, of
Alex
course.
Caruso is the GOAT. That's all we need to know.
Yeah, and Reinsdorf needs to step down.
Yes. Like
Of both the Cubs. Sorry, Cubs. God, I hate my life if he was a Cubs fan.
wait. Before you continue, the Tigers are the only undefeated team in baseball right now.
I know. I'm like, hey, you played a series. One of your series was against the White Sox, so does it really count? The other, who is this one against?
Mets.
Mets, lol Mets, and the shitty Chicago team.
It's okay. We do not care.
No, no,
Undefeated still.
hey, no. Hey, Javi, I love Javi. I love to see his team doing well. So,
But yeah, I just had to point that out. I just had to point that out since you said the Cubs.
yeah, we're not the biggest baseball people. I mean, I I'm a huge Cubs fan, but I'm not the biggest baseball person in general.
Okay.
Like, I go to a shit ton of Cubs games, but it's not like I follow the league crazy. It's not like I follow the MLB crazy. I follow the Cubs, um, and I am made aware of a lot of White Sox stuff because of my extended family, who
Oh, we
also
really might go. Oh, sorry.
it's baseball. Any team can win on any given
We about
day,
to go.
dude.
We about to go 10-0 to start the season. I'm just saying. Look
That'd
at
be
our
cool.
schedule. We got Oakland
Honestly,
next. We got
oh
the
my
Mets, and then
god.
we got Oakland.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh, it
Yes.
might be. You might.
Yes.
Oh, that is a mid
Yes.
off. Just not mid off. Just middiest of mid teams. Actually, that's disrespectful to the word mid. Um. Anyway, we got that. We got March Madness. Both
Oh
the
man.
men's and women's tournaments have been great. Um. DJ Burns is a legend, and Caitlin Clark is inevitable. Um. And I'm just hey yo, calm down. I'm
Sorry,
just
what's happening?
glad that I'm just glad that the women's tournament is getting a lot of attention because it deserves it. Um, I'm glad that we finally cracked the code on growing the women's game, and it's not playing the gender war game because I'm glad we finally learned like that's not the best idea
It's not. It's not.
because
Hmm.
there's way to market that. Like, now, I'm not a marketing expert, but I'm also we all have common sense here, where playing the gender war game is not going to market it well, and that's what we've seen. It just make yeah, it's just not a good look.
It's not.
Um,
Um.
and it's not, and I'm not trying to place that on the league itself or the everyone, but it is like there was the Brittany Griner Boogie Cousins thing that was dear God hilarious, but that didn't look good. And then also they were trying to market it. Early WNBA marketing was really bad. Um, And I'm glad that there's a formula now, and the sheer amount of talent that's going to be going into the WNBA soon is there's a lot of it in the
A
next
lot.
few years.
A
This
lot.
this year, of course, we've got Caitlin Clark. Um,
You got
we've
injuries.
got Cameron Brink, who's awesome.
You got
Um,
you got oh, you got Haley. You got Haley going in there. Hopefully, she finds her shot back.
mhm.
Please, please. Oh man, just if we get Louisville Haley coming into the draft, it's GG's. But
Yeah,
you still got, and then you got a lot of talent at Stain. You
yeah.
got you,
Honestly, and I know people were talking about it like kind of passively, like a WNBA expansion, which obviously logistically I don't think it's possible.
it is. It's
But
happening next year, actually, for them.
oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Send a team to Kansas City, please.
You know what's
Um,
fire? Shout out to hold up
mm,
before you go. Shout out to both
what's
shout
up?
out to both prospects. Both Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers. They're going to be playing each
Mhm.
other next this week coming up. But shout out to those two. That's going to be a great game. Caitlin and Paige are smart because Caitlin is
Yes,
super smart for going right now because she's going to be the number one pick. Indiana has the number one pick. Shout out to Indy. You got Caitlin Clark.
there.
Um,
That's
but next year, Paige is going to be the number one pick, and then they're going to build a team around Paige like that. Like the expansion is going to happen, and the expansion team is going to get the number one pick. Paige, you are going to be a number one pick next year. So shout out to you for staying one more year, not going straight in.
yeah. Um, so if they are expanding, also Kansas City's got a really really nice arena that I went to for it was Mizzou against Seton Hall. Is it T-Mobile Arena or T-Mobile Center? I don't remember what it's called.
I think
Not the
it's
one in
T-Mobile Arena.
Vegas.
I think
Not
it's
the one
T-Mobile.
in Vegas. There's one in Kansas City that's really really nice, and it doesn't have a primary tenant. So hey, I know there's probably not talks of it, but Kansas City doesn't have an NBA team. Think they could have a WNBA team. Um,
Ah, you got Leah Edwards.
and
Ah man, I
we
can't wait.
like
Huh?
this. It's growing, and it's really, really, really good to see.
You got
Um,
Juju over there at USC.
yeah, we've got. I mean, this whole. Um, I'm gonna have to double check this, but this whole South Carolina roster that's undefeated. Most of them are pretty young, right?
Yeah, so South Carolina, little backstory if you don't know if you don't watch women's college basketball, which you should. Great product. That team was not supposed to be where they're at currently. They're a bunch of freshmen, couple of
Mhm.
sophomores, but a bunch of freshmen for the majority of part. They didn't know what their team was going to be. They went undefeated. That is a special feat for a whole basically freshman roster for the most part.
Yeah,
That team wasn't supposed to like legitimately not supposed to be in the tournament. Now they're almost on the brink of getting to the final dance, which is crazy
yeah,
for them. Um, for the brackets that I had, I know the brackets I had, my team got bounced sadly. But
Stanford.
no, no, my team was LSU. I had LSU got bounced.
Oh yeah, at LSU.
But it's been a great like every game if you've watched has been a good game. I
Yeah,
can't tell you a game that hasn't been good. Um,
it's good.
LSU like what the LSU game was 2 nights ago. I'm not wrong.
Yeah, LSU Iowa was 2 nights ago. 12.3 million viewers,
Yeah,
most watched women's basketball game of all time.
yeah. But
Brother, that was the quarterfinal of the tournament.
yeah, no.
Like,
So if y'all thought that game was gonna be like crazy to watch, And this
This
is
one against Iowa UConn is going to be crazy.
you're going to see the best two female, like, oh, you're going to see the best backcourts of guards going at each other. You're going to see Cameron,
Mhm.
you're going to see Caitlin, you're going to see Paige going at each other. And personally, I like UConn in this because UConn is a better roster. I think, and this
Mhm.
is a hot take, other people won't agree, but UConn has the best player on the floor to me and Paige. And the sets that they run is so
Mhm.
beautiful. The sets they run
Yeah.
is so beautiful.
I I disagree with the best player on the floor at this exact moment, but I do also kind of like UConn just with experience, with having just better roster construction and all that stuff.
And that team can
Obvious,
that team can
but
run.
you can't count out Iowa and Caitlin Clark because she is just that good. Um,
Real quick, this is this is how I can see Iowa winning. If Iowa wins, it's going to be because of their 3-point shooting. It's going to be because of their three
it's
point shooting. Because everybody on that
yeah,
floor can space off the floor.
yeah.
Um, One thing Iowa doesn't want to do, and this is how UConn will win. If you're playing UConn, you never want to go bucket for bucket with UConn, and you do
Mhm.
not want to play fast. If you play fast with UConn,
No,
UConn will put up 80 without
if
thinking about it.
if you if you play that game, but also I think well, it's about limiting UConn in transition, which that's such a blanket statement because it's about limiting everyone in transition, but especially UConn. But
UConn runs.
Caitlin Clark does so much work in transition. Like a lot of her passes come in, a lot of her assists come in transition, and she's able to see the floor really well in transition.
You know?
So it is the second you the second Caitlin Clark plays that forward pass for a layup, whether it's open or not, whatever. You can't crash the boards. They struggle with size anyway. They struggle with rebounding anyway. So
One thing,
if they try to crash the boards, they could get killed in transition.
another thing for UConn is health wise. UConn hasn't been the most healthy team, so that's another part of it. But I you make it a transition game, UConn won. I can say that right now. You make a transition game, UConn won, and it's not particularly
Mhm.
close. Also with UConn, they are built to run. They are built to run. If you watch the UConn game, if you try to go legitimately try to be transitioned with them, and it's not going to work. It's not. It's just Duke did it, and Duke is one of the better defensive teams in women's basketball. They lost that game, and they held UConn under 60, and like UConn is just so talented and they have the experience. Like they do this year in and year out. They do this consistently. And for me, I think they have the best player on the floor. So I just like UConn. I just like UConn since my team LSU was up.
Yeah.
But
Um. Anyway, let's. That was a little bit. I forgot to say the date. Today is the 3rd of April, 2024. Um, and we just got done watching Malachi Flynn
oh,
drop 50. It is officially that time of year. Um, did you watch the whole game?
I did not watch the game, surprisingly. So I wasn't watching the game. I just, I I did one of those things where I don't like to do, but I had to because I was busy. I was super busy. But I box score
Yeah,
watched. I came in the
yeah.
fourth quarter and I saw Malachi Flynn have 40. And then my first post was Malachi Flynn have 40. Watch he get 50. And then 3 minutes, I go into a store. I come out the store. The man has 50. Like I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was like inefficient 50.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like on
You
40%
literally
shooting.
you literally said, so someone tell me how and why Flynn has 40. And man, the answer is I don't know. It's that time of year. We also had Jalen Johnson with a
Triple
triple
double.
double.
Yep. Jalen Johnson triple
Good for
double.
him.
Jabari Walker 22 rebounds. It's been a
Well, Jabari
crazy
Walker's always been a solid enough rebounder, but
22
22 is crazy. I'm not
crazy.
gonna lie. Um. Anyway, one of the big topics uh, that we've kind of missed for the last pod, I was debating bringing it up, but I didn't, and neither did Dan. But we had should we be worried about the Clippers? And just real quick,
Go
should we
ahead.
be worried? Should we? I'm gonna let you answer this first. Should we be worried about the Clippers?
No. Short answer, no. Right now, it doesn't look good. Short answer is no. Because when playoff time comes around, and I hate using this excuse, but I can use it because one of the players, you can use it depending on who the player is. When it's playoff times, I see one of the most efficient, best players in the world come to take the floor every time
Yeah,
playoffs come around.
and that's Kawhi Leonard.
That man is Kawhi Leonard. If
Yeah,
I if it's anything that I can't guarantee a lot about the Clippers. What I can guarantee about the Clippers is Kawhi Leonard is going to come in the playoffs and be efficient, one of the most efficient players, one of the most lethal scorers, and probably one of the best defenders. So when that player, I can't speak about James Harden. I can't speak about Russell Westbrook. I can't speak about Paul George. But
even then,
one thing I can
even
say
then,
is, go ahead.
sorry, go ahead. Even then,
One thing,
Russ cooked last playoffs,
he sure did. And he was a good defender last playoffs too. So it's
and he's been a solid defender all year. Now, a little thing, I don't think I tweeted this, but it's like their little blip or whatever did coincide with Russ's injury.
so what?
I don't want to say anything. I'm not suggesting anything, but I am.
Russell Westbrook came back, I think, 2 nights ago. So we're about to see the full
Yeah,
force
he'll
of his
get back
team.
into his groove.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm
and
not worried about him though.
I'm not too worried. Um, I do think the fact that they blew, was it a 23-point lead to the Lakers, is a little bit worrying, but it's nothing crazy. Stuff like that happens. Easy for me to say as a Celtics fan, but stuff like that can happen.
Hold on. That
Um,
Lakers game was so okay. Because I knew you was
how
gonna
much
get
of
into
that, but also how much of that is just LeBron turning that
all of
switch?
it. All of it. LeBron outscored the
It's
whole whole Clippers team by himself. Like the whole Clippers team by himself in the
like
second,
that was one
in the
of
fourth
those
quarter.
moments. I was really glad I watched that game because even though I wanted the Clippers to win, because I really like pretty much everyone on this Clippers team, I'm a huge fan of. Um, I've gone on the spiel how much I love so many of these Clippers players, specifically Kawhi and Russ. Um, but I was still like sitting back and just to watch LeBron do that, like
Watch
turn
greatness happen.
back the clock.
You know,
It's I know there's not too much to say about it because he shouldn't still be doing this shit
yeah.
at age 39, but here we are.
You know what else is crazy? And then
Hmm.
not and then what? A week after he goes now for 10 from three against the Pacers.
Yeah,
Just
like
just goat shit.
what?
Just goat shit. Just goat shit. That's all it is. It's just
Yeah,
it's just Braun shit.
it's, he's that guy.
It's no longer called longevity. It's called bronjevity, bro. At this point, it's bronjevity.
Okay, like
I ain't gonna lie.
that's boo, tomato, tomato, gross.
It's
Don't
Bron
ever
Jennings,
use that
dog.
pun again. That was awful.
No.
Um, lay off
Name
the
a play. I
puns.
can't think. He's gonna do this for another 2 years, dog.
This was good. He said he's winding back the clock, but I'm sure he doesn't he say this shit every year.
Relax. Relax. Don't speak on the goat like that. Relax.
Ain't he say this shit every? I don't blame him, but doesn't he say this shit every year?
You gotta go do collateral damage, my boy.
You gotta put pressure on the front office because even though he did kind of create a lot of the mess that's there with that Russ trade, it's
He
still
he still gave him a ring, no matter what. He
yeah.
delivered his promise.
And I don't know what the missing thing is for them at this. Well, obviously, other than good roster, like perfect roster construction, but I don't know. I don't know what to make of
Movement
them at
shooting.
this point.
Movement shooting. They need movement shooting.
That's a really good point.
I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie, if they had Duncan Robinson, boy, what? They had like
yeah,
Duncan Robinson,
that'd be nice.
Colin Sexton. Oh boy.
We gotta talk about also. Um, I know we talked about the Mavericks a few pods ago, but no, they're still that good. So they're a bit of a force.
Come
And
on.
another team,
Weren't you the one that saying, yeah, I don't trust the Mavericks defense? And I said, yeah, Luca's like that, and I don't care about their defense. Weren't you the same guy who said
yeah,
that? Okay.
Luca's like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really like
Um,
that. Luca.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Um, another team we got to talk about, uh, Houston Rockets. Jalen Green, holy shit.
Go ahead.
Um,
I can't say nothing about it because my favorite
okay,
player is doing what Jalen Green is doing, but losing. So I can't say nothing about it.
yeah. Jalen Green just kind of overnight became that guy, which is hilarious. But that just opens up so much. And of course, somehow in everything that's going around the league, the Nets managed to be the biggest loser.
Yeah. Could have had Jalen
Of
Green
course, they just well, I say catch a stray. It's a deserved
catch
L,
an L.
but
A big one.
it's a deserved L.
Cam
Of course,
Thomas
they
and Jalen
managed to
Green.
catch a stray out of all of that.
Cam Thomas and
Brother,
Jalen Green would have been cinema. That would
that
have
would
just
have
been buckets. Hold
that would
up.
have
That would
been
have just been
that would have
buckets.
been peak that would have been peak AAU ball.
Just buckets, like bucket getters.
Just peak AAU ball. But Jalen Green also is sometimes obviously he's still showing some
Inefficiencies.
he still has some his deficiencies, but that's whatever. But he's become a fine defender. His passing is serviceable. So like he's managing to leverage some of his scoring really well, but the only reason he's been able to is because he's finally gotten some efficiency to him. Because the thing is, with so many guys, especially him, especially guys who are so score first, the second the shot starts falling, everything becomes so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of exactly what's happened. And that's why in the month of March, the Rockets were,
12
at
and
least
2.
record wise, the best team in the NBA.
But they went 12 and 2 or 13 and 2, something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. And it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's really impressive. Like I didn't know they had this in them. And
You know what's funny
another
though?
guy who
What's funny about that is, sorry to interrupt, but what's funny about that is Amen Thompson and Fred Van Fleet both came on and said, yeah, we're playing to win. We're not playing to lose for the season. We're playing to win and make it the
yeah,
playoffs. And right after that, they went on that crazy streak. Like,
yeah. And speaking of Amen Thompson, he's finally getting some minutes. And that's also coincided with a lot of winning.
yeah,
Surprise, surprise.
he's such a good defender.
The Twins are really, really good. They obviously have their flaws with shooting, but whatever, you can live with that.
When
Also,
you're top of
shout out to Jock Landale for like
turning
all of a
around.
sudden
Yeah.
becoming a serviceable center.
Mhm.
That was surprising because it was him who this is gonna sound disrespectful as hell because it is him. I'm just like, what does he even do? Is he even good at basketball? And I guess he is. Like,
That's crazy.
I'm impressed. It was the same deal. I'm gonna circle way back to Malachi Flynn because I've always not always, but I've had the opinion like, is he even good at basketball? What does he even do? And I guess he just drops 50. Like, good for you, man. Hey,
What's good about the Rockets to come back around? The Rockets, their playoffs hopes can either continue or die tomorrow because Warriors Rockets tomorrow. And
yeah,
if you're the
that is,
Rockets,
and
you need it. If you're the Warriors, you better take it.
yeah, because currently the Warriors are 3 games ahead of Houston. Man,
You need that game, Houston. You better come out.
Houston needs that for any chance.
Mhm.
Um, I think at the end of the day, the Warriors still end up with it, whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Houston, at least on Rockets Twitter, because I do have like a couple of mutuals who are Rockets fans, but Rockets Twitter, not all that long ago, was pretty negative and like, what are we doing? And really, at the end of the day, it's like they spent most of the season doing what they were kind of achieving the goal, which was anywhere around 35 to 40 wins.
Mm-hmm.
40 on the high end. Right now they're over 500, which is better than I expected them to be.
Yeah.
So obviously rebuilding is frustrating, but sometimes you got to take a step back and be like, "Hey, we've made a hell of a lot of progress." And that's what the Rockets had been doing. And then, Jalen Green just
Came back to reality. And
wakes up and decides to be an amazing, amazing, amazing basketball player and fully fulfill his potential. And they go on that run, and all of a sudden, they're on the edge of the play-in. Which, just as another note, Adam Silver, great job with the play-in.
it's
Because I
making us
promise you,
stuff.
if that didn't exist, we're not talking about the Rockets.
No.
They're actually hell. The Rockets don't go on that run. They don't have
There's no
that
need to.
motivation to go.
There's no need to at that point. So yeah.
Yes,
Um,
so it's not like, and as much as like, yes, I trust, yes, obviously there's a lot of competitive drive in a locker room in an NBA player, of course, but it kind of creates the play-in creates a way for those middling teams to not, you know,
tank, not to tank. Just say it. Not to
to not tank. Yeah, and you know that's exactly what it's done, and obviously we're all for that.
um
Anyway,
real quick before we move on. There's two things I want to bring
yeah,
up. Atlanta just clinched the play-in spot for them. Chicago clinched. Atlanta, Chicago just clinched. Um,
hmm
so that the Eastern Conference is all set. It's just about where the ending order is going to be. But the top 10 teams are all in for play-in and playoffs.
yeah.
Um,
No, it's just about home advantage for that,
mhm.
and also on Joel Embiid's return. By chance, did you watch it?
I didn't, but I heard Joel Embiid looked all like he looked like for 29 minutes he looked dominant. But
Yeah, 29
29 minutes
I
into it, he looked like Joel Embiid.
I saw some clips posted onto Twitter that were like, yeah, they are that good, and obviously they were against a shorthanded OKC team. but
Huh? No, OKC was there. No, that was not shorthanded. That was not shorthanded, brother.
no, no Jalen Williams, no Shea.
Huh? I'm pretty sure Shea played that game.
No, Shea did not play,
Oh
and
wow.
he didn't play today. Um,
Well, my fault then. Okay.
yeah, you're good, but no. Fucking. Also, sorry. Yesterday the Wizards beat the.
Bucks.
Well, I didn't see that.
No Dame. No Dame.
It's Washington,
No Dame. Giannis had
man.
triple
That's
double.
that's low key crazy.
Hmm. But you know what's crazy? They
Didn't
Washington beat
we?
the Bucks with no Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah. Didn't we? Weren't the Bucks supposed to figure this out by now? Like,
They have. It's just inconsistent. They have though. They have.
it's
They
still
have.
inconsistent, and I think they'll need another summer to get their shit together and fully build around this current roster, which is fine. But
Not really. But
it's it's not like they've got dudes on expiring deals and whatnot because they don't. Well, and the guys that are, their core pieces aren't expiring. That's what I mean.
yeah, okay. I'm okay.
So,
Brooke Lopez can. I ain't gonna lie.
but
Brooke
Brook
Lopez can
Lopez has
go.
kind of regressed, no?
Yes, he has. He can kind of go. Not gonna lie to you.
Like, it, it's not the same, and age has caught up with him. Even though last year he was that guy, you know, he's still not young. And I don't mean this as a complete slight toward him, but regression is kind of expected
Unless
once
you're
you hit.
LeBron.
How old is he? He's 35,
36.
right?
36.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you should. The fact that he's still playing this well is
It's saying something.
actually pretty impressive.
Mhm. Um. Oh, and also Phoenix teams don't want to face Phoenix right now.
Oh yeah,
Phoenix,
no, no one wants to face Phoenix.
Phoenix
No
right
one.
now.
The thing is, the West is just such a. And I know everyone's talked about how weird the West is, but the West is just
It's a
insane.
dogfight. It's a dogfight,
Yeah,
and I'm ready for it. Um.
yeah. Like
Shout out to
The Mavs could lose 2 games, and they're the ninth seed.
hmm
Like what? Um. Anyway,
but
I mean, it depends how that tiebreaker works, but
I'll tell
still.
you this. I'll tell you this.
Um.
Don't be shocked for teams to purposely try to avoid Phoenix in the West. Teams will try to
Oh,
purposely
definitely,
avoid
definitely.
Phoenix.
Yeah. And as a note, I'm so sorry, Kings fans. They literally got hit like within 24 hours. They got hit with Kevin Herter's done for the season, and then Malik Monk is done for 6 to 8 weeks, which
Basically, it's the
they're
season.
not making it that far in the playoffs, man. That just sucks.
hmm Like the beam turned into man.
Damn. You know what? They'll still be fun. It just sucks though. Um, because especially Malik Monk was having such a good season. He had my
Malik
six
Monk is
man of
still
the
your
year.
sixth man of the year.
He was my six man of the year. I'm sure he was yours.
He's got it
He's
secured.
still gonna get it. He's still gonna get it. He's played what 73 games, something like
hmm
that.
Yeah.
I know he's over the threshold, so he should get it. But it just sucks. Hold on, I'm gonna
Hey, he hits it.
bank
Kill
shot of
me.
bank shot of dreams. I
but
hit it off the fucking wall.
yeah, but basketball's
Any
kind of been down a little bit, but it's about to ramp back up because we
yeah,
have seven
you
games left, guys. We have 7 games left, 7 or 8 games left for certain teams.
7 games left, and then the Pistons season from hell is finally over. Oh, you good? You don't like that I brought that shit up. Yeah.
Boston's
Anyway,
gonna win 65 games just to lose in the second round.
yeah, I wouldn't be all that surprised. That'd be very Boston. That would be very Boston.
The Miami Heat.
That would be funny. That would like low key be hilarious.
And then
Like in the
on
moment, I will be pissed off to no end, but that would be very funny.
I will laugh so much
Yeah.
because of the
Um.
comment you just made about my
Yeah.
team. But continue.
Anyway, how much more is there to touch on? Obviously, we didn't plan this one out a crazy amount.
Hmm. Um, little things I want to touch on real quick.
Yeah,
So we talked about. Oh, I know. Who's your MVP? Who's your MVP?
I've
Mine is
got
Luka.
Luca. Yeah, we're on the same page as Luca. Where it's just like, sure, his team's in fifth, but also one Jokic just won a couple years ago, and
Jokic might
I,
get it though.
I wouldn't be surprised and I wouldn't hate it if Jokic does it at
Yeah.
all. But my vote goes to Luca.
My votes would go if I had a vote. It'll go Luka, Jokic, Shea. All right.
I've got Luca, Jokic, then Shea.
Okay, we got the same one. DPOI. Rudy Gobert.
It's
Congratulations.
got to be Rudy. It's got to be Rudy Gobert, and I don't
Second
think
place would have been Victor if his team was like slightly good. Slightly good.
if his team was competent.
If his team had 20 wins, boy, I wait,
Man,
before hold up, because Victor, hold up. For all the people who are saying Victor is too small, he too skinny, this, and this. Y'all look so stupid.
brother,
Y'all look so stupid.
he deserves an all defensive team.
He's going to get an all defensive team. What are you
He
talking
should.
about? He will. Victor last night, he had 9 blocks. He almost
Yeah,
walked
it
away with a
was.
game winner.
I think it was 25,
We don't have to
11.
think. I can just pull it up.
Yeah, pull it up for me. I know, and it was like 8 blocks and 9 assists, or 9 blocks and
23
8 assists.
points, 23 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, 9 blocks.
Insane. And he already got the 5x5. The
What
league is the league is so beyond screwed. That's
the,
all I have to say.
the league is about to walk in here with Alex Sar and Victor on the same team. GG's, guys.
Watch, watch the Spurs get the first pick again. That'd be so.
GG's, guys. Good game. Game over.
I'm done.
If the Spurs get the first pick and they pick Alex Sar, and it turns out that they both be like, it's just goaded. This will be worse than the Warriors 72-9. This will be worse than the
Eh,
Warriors 72-9.
I don't. Yeah.
Who
No.
who's stopping those two? We could get
You're
on
not
the
stopping Wemby
we could get on
alone.
the court. Average
I still have a little bit of skepticism with Alex Sarr, but that's a different topic for a different day.
if he's next to Victor, that front court, you're not scoring. You are not scoring.
Yeah.
You know how fire would be just to play. And talk about if if you're a San Antonio player, please just throw the ball to Wemby. Just throw the ball to Wemby. If
Ain't
he
that
asks
what
for a
we've been
lot,
saying all season?
no. We know we've been saying it, but like I I want to go to San Antonio. I want to talk to Greg Popovich, and I just want to say the 3 words that I will say to get on the team. I will pass. the sentence that I will say, I will pass to Wemby. Give me a contract. Give me a contract. Wemby and Trae Young with Sar is going to look so fire. That's going to move mountains.
That would be. We'll talk about free agency once that comes around.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that team will be worse than the 72-9 Warriors. How are you supposed to score?
You're not.
How are you supposed to defend that?
You're not. You're not supposed to defend Wemby anyway. Okay, let's be real.
We saw Wemby. Wemby his rookie year taking step back threes, fade away threes from the 3-point line.
We're cooked.
The more I think about it, the more is I'm so glad he's on the Western Conference.
Me too. Me too.
If I had to see that man 4 times a year, oh man.
No. And then see him consistently in the playoffs? No.
Oh, listen. Somebody about to eliminate him before we. Listen. I ain't gonna lie. Boy. Yeah. Everybody better get their ring real quick. Y'all better hope. Yeah. Y'all better hope for
your
y'all
window
rings.
Is closing.
Y'all got like 3 more years to get y'all rings. Y'all got like 3 more years, bro.
Maybe.
Good luck.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hold on. I know I'm about to end it. What are the chances that the Spurs would be bad one more year, right? Just purposely be bad for one more year. Cooper, Flag, Sar, and Victor.
There's no way the league lets that happen. There's no way the league lets that happen. The league does not let that happen, I promise you. Adam Silver is not letting that happen. He already heard the backlash from the Warriors stuff from a few years ago. He's not letting that happen.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
I don't know. What if Wemby just injured for the whole year one day? What no injury for real?
He's not. They're not getting the lottery. Adam Silver is like removing their fucking lottery ball to make sure that doesn't happen because that is like
worse than the 72-9 Warriors.
No. Let's not.
All that has to happen is let's say Sar doesn't go 1. Sar just goes 3. Spurs get 3. They pick up Sar. And then they just bad one more year purposefully. But they don't call it tanky.
The thing is, Sar's going 1 or 2. And the only reason why he would go 2 is if the Pistons are 1.
I don't know. It just had me thinking. This pot is basically over. And this had me thinking. The Spurs are really about to be, again, y'all better get y'all rings while y'all can, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all better get y'all rings while y'all can.
Yeah.
A rookie almost won DPOY this season. Think about that.
It's over.
A rookie.
It's so over.
Talk about, I know that I just said this probably about to be over. Talk about this, and this is the last thing. Talk about this draft class. Yeah. This draft class recently, this draft class this year, amazing defenders in this boy. Amazing defenders.
We got some good defenders. I wouldn't say amazing.
You got the Twins. You got Wemby.
Oh, no. Of this last year. Yeah, no, we've got some insane. We've got
the Twins. You got Wemby. You got.
Don't forget Case and Wallace. He's been.
You got Case and Wallace. You have.
Chet's from the draft before.
Yeah, I'll consider him in part of it. Yeah, but he's still a rookie this year. So you got Chet. You got a lot of really, really good defenders this year. That's rookies. Yeah. Defense matters, people. Defense matters. That's all I'm gonna say. Alex, you can close us out.
On that note, thank you for listening to another episode of the GameTime Review Podcast. If you enjoyed, please leave a like if you're on YouTube or rate 5 stars if you are on Spotify. feel free to feel free feel free to subscribe. If you're on YouTube, drop a follow on Spotify and follow us on our socials. They will be linked in the description. I lost my flow.
You're good. You're good. That's it.
Once again, thank you for listening, and we will talk to you guys in the next one.
Thank you. Peace out, y'all. Peace.
Peace.